What I want to talk about in this video is combining the compound interest formulas with the annuity formulas. So basically, if you've got a annuity with regular deposits with a starting amount, then you've got to combine the compound interest formula with the regular deposits formula. The reason for that is because with the starting amount, the interest is going to be applied to that starting amount. And then the regular deposits that you're making, the interest is also applied to those as well. And when it comes to regular deposits, it makes sense that we're going to add those two values up. Now, when it comes to reducing balance loans, it's basically the same formula, except there's a minus instead of a plus. So basically, interest is applied to the loan amount, and then regular repayments help to reduce the total amount owed on that loan. So let's go through an example. We've got a person deposits $5,000 into a savings account with an interest rate of 6% per annum compounded monthly. They also deposit $500 per month. We need to calculate the balance after 10 years. So first things first, it's always wise to define your variables. So we could say that P is going to be 5,000 because that's the starting amount that's been deposited. D is equal to 500 because that's the amount we're putting in per month in this case. I is always the interest rate as a decimal per compounding period. And then N is the total number of payments made. So because it's a 10-year loan, a 10-year investment, and we're making monthly payments, 12 times 10 is 120. Now that we've defined our variables, we're ready to plug them all into the formula and just solve. So we're going to plug all of that in. I've just substituted. You've got to be really careful about how you put that into the calculator. You want to enter that into the calculator exactly as you see it. And once I enter that into the calculator, this is the answer that I get. So that's how much money I would have if I started off with $5,000 and I was putting $500 into an account every month for 10 years at the interest rate given. Now we're going to go through a similar example with reducing balance loans. So in this example, we've got a person buys a home for $800,000 with an interest rate of 5.2% compounded weekly. Their repayments are $1,200 per week. How much is still owed after 15 years? So once again, always going to just define our variables. We've got our value for P, for D, for I, and for N. I'm not going to go through that. You can read through that yourself and pause the video if you would like to. So once we've got those values, we're going to plug all of those into the formula. And once we've plugged all of those into the formula, it's just a matter of carefully entering it into the calculator, and that is what we get. So that would be our final answer in this situation. So in this video, we're talking about combining the compound interest formula with the regular deposits formula, which we can use for either annuities with regular deposits, or we can use this to find out how much money is still owed on a reducing balance loan.